April Fool. Sara
It's
Haines
not a
is
joke.
here.
I'm really here, guys.
That's right.
Get excited.
It is Sara Haines on the Behind the Table podcast, and she's feeling kind of salty.
Kind of salty.
All right, let's dive right in with some hot topics. It's been an interesting week, I think. And on Monday, we had a conversation about something that happened at CPAC with a conservative influencer, Isabel Brown. Not someone I was familiar with until seeing this video, but she had some kind of interesting things to say about motherhood in America in 2026. Tell me what you remember about this.
The main gist of her message was, if you know people or women in your life or kids, tell them to have babies, even
if they're not ready,
even before they can afford them, and even when they're not ready for them. I actually kind of understood what she was trying to say with the not ready for them. I don't think you're ever really ready for them.
Correct.
And I think she was also saying, a lot of people say, oh, I don't know if I can afford it. She was kind of making a catchy phrase, but my issue was with the greater message. I love babies. I love being married. I love all those things. But there is so much pressure in this world on women to define themselves by if they're married, and two, if they have babies. That is, and I would encourage, she's young, so I don't know. Mine comes from a place of empathy. My take comes from a place of empathy and life lived. I am older than her. Mm-hmm. Knowing so many women, having been single, like dating for years and not knowing if I was going to find my person to get married, they make it sound like this easy choice. Get married, have kids. There are so many amazing women I know that aren't meeting people. It's really hard to. You could get into the reasons why that's the case, but they're open to finding people, and they're not. Having babies, whole different can of worms. So many people I know, almost every person I know actually, has struggled for some reason having babies, whether it was fertility. I'm friends with a lot of gay couples that have had to fight non-traditional surrogates, all these things. We ask women all the time about marriage and kids, and that seems to be all they're worth. We're living on a planet that has over 8 billion people. There was a time where we needed people to procreate and make tons of babies. We have plenty of babies. And if the point of feminism and women being equal was women having the choice, whether it was working in the home or staying at home, and I don't even want to say staying at home because it's working in the home, working in the home, working out of the home, being married, not being married, having kids, not having kids. The beauty of progress and time is that we don't have to put that on people's shoulders. And yet I wouldn't change anything I've done. And what I'm saying is not to, buck the trend, don't do it. It's more, you do what you can and what you want because you have a life beyond that.
Well, it's not a surprising thing because this often happens, but conservative influencers like Isabel and others have kind of misconstrued what you guys were saying on the show.
Oh,
what the point of it is.
I refused to read it because right when I saw some of the headlines, I thought, here we go again. She was talking about it happening during Holy Week and how anti-Christian. And one, I won't do that to someone because if you're really faithful and spiritual, that that's not my place to judge her on that. Mm-hmm. So I was surprised that she would, but I definitely think she misconstrued, and whether that was willful or ignorance,
right.
She's missing my whole point, which is I know too many women that for whatever reason aren't married, don't have kids, and they matter. And they should be involved in government and policies. And not everything revolves around whether a woman has a partner and whether a woman has a child. And it's because I see those people. And sometimes that's a painful place to be. Sometimes it's a full-blown choice. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it's just the way life turned out. And I would never want to dim someone's light in life by saying they matter less because of that.
Well, speaking of babies, and a conversation we've been having around here for a long time because Alyssa is out on maternity leave.
Alyssa.
And you got the daytime exclusive first look at Alyssa's baby boy.
But so first of all,
baby Justin.
We were so excited to see each other. And I was hanging with both Justin, Alyssa, and baby Justin. And the time flew by because, of course, we had so much to catch up on. But Alyssa is glowing. Justin is glowing.
Aww.
They are in the most blissful time of their lives. And baby Justin, everyone thinks their baby's perfect, whatever. This baby is pretty darn perfect.
Yeah.
He only cries when he literally is hungry, wet, or tired, like period. He sat there. He let me hold him. And the pictures are really deceiving because when you look at him, he looks big. He is tiny. When I hold him, his little feet tuck up. He barely fits on my chest. Yet when you look at him in pictures, I'm like, how are these high-tech cameras distorting his size? He is so little and so cute and so just perfect.
So what are we calling him? Is he Justin Jr.? Is he Baby Justin? Is he JR? Is he JP? What
it'll be
here?
interesting to see what they do end up doing when they're babies. What's funny when you first name your kids.
Yeah.
And people are like, talking about the names, you're like, you so rarely use their names because you go pick them up.
Right.
You don't say, Justin, come here.
Right.
So for a couple of years, you're not really calling them anything unless you're referring to them. I think he's just Justin.
Okay.
Right now. But
when she starts yelling for Justin and they both answer, that's when it's going to get. Yeah.
Well, one, that's a very smart baby if he starts answering that early.
Sure. Well, these are smart parents.
But they also call each other by pet names. She's Chicken. He's
right.
It's Boo Boo and all this stuff.
I remember that.
Baby is so delicious and so scrumptious. And I just inhaled his little neck. And she's like, I smell him all day long. But I have to say, Alyssa and Justin are killing it. I struggled in those early days. It was so inspiring and hopeful to be there and see how some people experience that phase. And it was beautiful.
Oh, I'm so happy for them. It's going to be great. We miss her for sure, but I'm so glad she's had this time and can't wait for her to come back.
I'm so excited. And she's excited. The best part is she can have both. This lifestyle is good for being a parent. I
had to laugh at her, though, or laugh with her yesterday, because she texts me all the time. She's watching the show. She's weighing in on things.
Yeah.
And she was losing her mind because the Bravo scandal going on right now. She's like, this is the biggest Bravo scandal since Scandival, and I'm missing it.
Yeah,
she was very upset that she's missing it. And I said, see, women really can't have it all.
No, well, see, we do have to let something fall by the wayside, and it might be our Bravo reality show chatter.
That's it. But she'll be back before too long, and I'm very excited to have her.
Me too.
All right. So now I hear, speaking of babies, you're having a proud mama moment. Tell us about this.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so for Palm Sunday last week, there were some solos, and Alec tried out for a solo and got one.
Oh, that's amazing.
And so Max, of course, came to church. We sat in the row. We came for rehearsal and then the actual service. And Max, it was so cute to watch Max. He's like, I'm more nervous than I've ever been in my life. And now I was there for the audition, and it was really a sweet moment when he auditioned. We were going to be late to his football. He had a flag football game. So he's dressed like head to toe football gear, and we had to go to church in that the day he auditioned. Watching him audition, I was so proud because just putting yourself out there.
It's hard,
and then we got the speeches. Sandra had tried out too. She was one of the youngest people. She didn't get a solo, but she got a reading. And so she stood up there
also
too.
Important.
But watching them do it, it was a perfect moment when we walked away from the audition to talk about, let's just prepare. You know how many things you're not going to get.
Right.
Like, we did that. And then Alec found out on his birthday he got it. That day, he was so ready. He had practiced. The pride was, I thought, I don't even care what happens. I don't care if he goes to squeak and he can't sing. It's that he's doing it. Now, Max was, I think, nervous because he's a more nervous performer himself. And he was like, I'm sweating. And I was like, honey, he's going to be fine. He's going to be great. And he just, as a parent, I hadn't had a lot of those. They're so young. That moment, I realized from your toes how much like gleaming light you can feel of like, you did it.
That's great.
It was so awesome. And Sandra, she was the littlest person up on that stage, and she read it. And then right when she gets done, she like flips her hair and walks back like this. I was like, that's my girl.
My daughters, as you know, are both performers.
Yes,
and
you're used to this.
I am. And it is so important, though. And I'm so in awe of their self-assuredness and willingness to put themselves out there. Were you like that as a kid? Did you, obviously you're out there every day now, but was that something, did you want to audition, want to sing, I know you always had those kind of ambitions.
So we all sang in the church choir, and I remember liking that, like that moment. I loved making people laugh. I loved attention. I loved performing, but I was actually always insecure about my voice because my sister.
Well, I've heard you sing.
Cut that. He's a jerk. My sister above me and my brother below me were all state vocalists. So they competed with voice. Susan was the girl that was invited everywhere from church to sing Oh Holy Night by herself, the whole song, to Star Spangled Banner. She was always singing at events. And I think someone along the way said, well, Sarah's not our singer.
You look like you can sing. You look like you should be able to sing. But I have
would
to tell
argue
you,
I can't sing.
no.
No.
There's not enough auto-tune in the world.
Okay,
I've heard.
no.
We tried to auto-tune you
Okay,
once.
so I tried out for the Smithereens. No, it was the Smith and Poofs at college. It's an a cappella choir. They compete and they're good. I got to the final and another alto beat me out, but I made it all the way to there. And that was the first time since I was a kid I actually believed I could sing.
We had that Halloween episode where
Yeah, but that was tricky. You're trying to have you dance down a hallway with a song that I didn't know.
it was rough.
It was rough, but I didn't know the music.
Okay.
So
I don't know if we have a clip anywhere we can
let's
roll
not
in
pull
here.
that clip.
But,
Just
yeah.
yeah.
And
Don't do that,
yeah.
Nathan.
I mean, to be fair, you're not the only member of the View table that can't sing. But
I never claimed to be Kelly Clarkson.
No.
But I say because I was also in our show choir, in choir, church choir, but the more fun part for me to answer your original question
Sure.
before we started
My sincere
crapping on
question.
my voice
Yes.
was I loved comedy and playing over the top characters and making people laugh. That I could take the stage and do anything dumb or anything if I can make people laugh.
I always wanted to I mean, for those who have been paying attention, I don't mind being on camera. But I always wanted to do something in that world, and I really wanted to be a talk show host, to be honest with you. I mean, I have literally, it's funny, our guest tomorrow, Arsenio Hall, I have videos of me as a kid in my basement doing a version of the Arsenio Hall show.
Stop it.
I swear. And interviewing my friends and pretending they were celebrities and doing this when I was, 12 years old. And then, but I was not self-assured at all. And I chickened out on a bunch of opportunities when I was a kid. In college, to be like a sportscaster there, I didn't do it.
So you're getting to the crux of the pride I had when I watched him sing, is I literally didn't care what came out of his mouth. It was that you're going to have fear in your life, and there are going to be times you walk away.
That's
or
right.
don't try out of fear of failure. I was so deeply proud that he was just there. I could have listened. I could have had earphones on and killed the sound. It was just that he went up and faced a fear.
Same thing for me. When I see my kids up on stage, I'm just floored by it. Just the absolute lack of stage fright, the absolute just confidence.
Well, and it's one thing when you do something yourself.
Right.
But watching your kids do it, knowing how hard it is, there's something like you're going to have to do this on your own.
It's pride in them, and it's also pride in myself as a parent, feeling like I gave them enough backing that they feel confident.
You
It's
should have
nice.
seen us, though. I was like such a stage mom. I never sit that close in church. You know, you're a creature of habit. We go to the same seats.
Sure.
I warned my friend Jamie, we're up closer to the stage because of the solo. We're like right in front, and like literally the song's not even over. The choir's still singing in sign language. I'm like this. Like this. And I'm like, oh God, people can see me back. Like we were like giddy.
For those listening, she just made lots of
Oh, sorry. Yeah, this is
waving sounds
not
and
a visual
quiet,
medium.
private-
I forgot. But I mean, we looked like crazy people. But Max was so...
What was the song?
It was God Is Over Us.
Mm-hmm.
And he sounded beautiful. And it was cute. My dad called yesterday. They had all seen it. We uploaded the video. He called and he's like, is Alec home? And on my phone. And I'm like, sure, Dad. And right when I go to hand the phone, he on speaker, he starts to tell him how proud he was and that sometimes boys don't always sing because they over time their voices change and this and how proud he was that he did it. And I almost started crying because like it's like what I want to hear from my dad. And then he got Sandra on and told her how brave she was to go. It was just so sweet.
That's great. When it's time to change, you know that.
Seasons change.
There we go. All right. That's pretty accurate.
Peter Brady.
Yes. All right. While we're on family here, we had Chicago Mayor Rahm Emanuel with us yesterday, and he talked about the importance of being present in your kids' lives. I know this is something you think about a lot. They have dinner with them every night. Did you do that in your household?
Growing up, we had a lot of dinners together, but there were 4 of us kids, and we were all like from oldest to youngest 7 years apart. So activity levels and what we were able to do, someone was always pulled away. But my parents very much like cooked every night. You didn't have a lot of options. There were no like delivery. And if it was a special night, we maybe had pizza. That was the only thing you could order by delivery. So my mom and dad cooked. We sat down and ate. Like even on weekends, we'd sometimes sit in our dining room. I remember it was a big deal. They were big on that.
Yeah.
But one thing Rahm Emanuel said that made me feel better about it is he said, we keep talking about quality time. It's less about quality time. It's more about just being there, present.
Putting your phone down.
Yeah. And that really hit me because I think some of the guilt I feel at times is because of the privilege of the time we're living in. And I have more time to be with my kids. My mom was part-time working, watching the kids, being a wife, being a nurse. She didn't have time in the day to do her life. I do. And so sometimes I'm mad when I'm not just on the floor, or every time they want to play basement basketball or soccer, I don't always feel like doing it.
Yeah.
But he was saying pretty much it's the being around the kids. It's being home with them. Even if you're reading a book and they're doing something, it's being present with them. And that we always are.
Do you guys ever watch Bluey?
Yes, I love Bluey.
I love Bluey too. I'm a big fan of Bluey.
Yeah.
But Bluey's dad has ruined being a father.
Because he's so fun. Like
fun. And never is like, guys, I'm going to watch a football game now.
No,
it's always whatever you want to do.
The Dunny and doing the Dunny episode's my favorite. But the invisible or the weighted.
It's an unrealistic amount of attention. I
know, but what it does is for all of us parents that are sitting next to our kids.
You.
No, it entertains me. That is one of my favorite shows to watch.
It's one of the best shows ever made by anybody. But I'm just telling you, I'm sitting here. I'm like, oh, come on, man. Like at least once be like, guys, I'm tired. I had a hard day.
Well, it's like Daniel Tiger. I let Daniel Tiger help me raise my child emotionally, because it was created by Mr. Rogers' son.
Yes.
So it's got all the emotional stuff that we dealt with when we were younger. And I always felt like slightly shamed by watching. The only thing that empowered me is Daniel Tiger's mom is a carpenter.
Yes.
And in our house, I'm the one up on the ladder fixing the light bulbs.
There we go.
So I kind of felt like it also shattered some gender norms that are more relatable for my children.
Daniel Tiger's been helpful for me as an executive producer, because there was I'm not going to say which one, but we had a co-host who would occasionally get very angry. And I would say, when you're feeling mad and you want to roar, take a deep breath.
And count to 4.
And it didn't really work, but I tried.
Grown-ups, come back.
Yes. All right, switching gears here from the preschool entertainment to the new Netflix show called Age of Attraction, which I know you're watching.
So good.
And people date without knowing each other's age.
Yep.
What's your takeaway from it? And in your opinion, does age matter? Now, I know you've married younger, used to date older.
Yep. So age really matters to the people involved. Mm-hmm. So if you feel the age difference, it's probably not going to work out great. Usually when I dated a guy that was 18 years older, the only times we bumped into it when we started to play that game. Like, do you know that show? Do you know that? The rest of the time, I never noticed his age.
I saw a tweet last night that just floored me, knocked me to the ground.
What?
Yesterday was Ian Ziering's birthday.
Yeah.
He turned 62.
What?
Steve Sanders from Beverly Hills 90210.
What?
Oh, nicely done.
That's what he used to do.
Yes.
62.
62.
It doesn't mean what it used to.
No, that's damaging to me. I'm like twice as old as Jim Walsh.
We're going to get to 62 the same rate he did.
Yeah.
The same pace he did.
Yeah, I don't like it. But all right, so in your opinion, age is just a number.
It's now where it becomes a factor is when you bring in really everyone else in your life. If you have kids, if you have parents and families, siblings, because what I'm seeing play out on these shows is when it's just the couple, they're usually like, you can see the ones that hit it off and have all the chemistry. It becomes an issue when you start bringing your family in, because everyone has an opinion.
Largest age gap for you was how old?
18 years.
18 years old. So thinking of that in reverse now, if you were to date someone 18 years younger than you, I won't get into direct numbers, but do you think you could do that, or you think you'd feel way disconnected?
18 years for me?
Yeah.
Oh, I feel completely like Max gets the brunt of he's 5 years younger.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that saying that men mature later, all the things, is true.
Right.
The only reason I'm married to someone 5 years younger is because it's Max. Like beyond that, it wouldn't have happened. But we do play this game. When I was a senior in high school, Max would have been in 7th grade.
Mm-hmm.
And I was joking about it with the kids and like, Mama, you dated a 7th grader? I go, no, I didn't date a 7th grader. And then I had to explain a hypothetical to them. But I was like, no, I would not. Because when you see pictures of Max in 7th grade, I'm like, senior Sarah would never have dated 7th grade Max.
No. Oh, speaking of this, we had this conversation about Lizzo today on the show about her lying about being a virgin until she won her Grammy, and she was in her 30s. And you had a story somewhere in here.
Well, so there have been 2 lies I feel guilty about.
Okay.
One was
you have a good singing voice?
What?
That you have a good singing voice?
Shut up. One was my dear friend Emily from Iowa that you all hear about.
Yes.
I told her I'd seen Top Gun when I hadn't.
Oh my gosh.
And she asked me what my favorite part was, and the only part I knew of was when Goose died.
Yeah.
And that's no one's favorite part.
No.
But,
also, you knew Goose died before you saw the movie. That's too bad.
well, because I'd heard everyone had seen it and I hadn't, and I felt really stupid. And so I said I had. The second lie I feel really guilty about. When I was 14, everyone I knew had had a kiss, like a real kiss, and I had not. So I lied because there was this boy in Indianola, Iowa that I liked, and I told everyone that I had kissed him. They asked I forgot that the next part is, oh, what happened? I'm like, oh, well. And I still remember how guilty I felt even making up that story.
Right.
Which.
Did he ever find out?
So he never knew I lied about it. I mean, he obviously knew we'd never kissed, but they're not going to cross paths with him. He's in another town.
Sure.
But a few years ago, he did find me on Facebook and sent me a letter I'd written him. Like, because when you like someone from another town in that point, you often write letters. You know, I was 14, like
I feel like you should find him now and kiss him just to make the lie go away. I feel like if you talk to Max, he'll be okay with this because you feel guilt over this lie. And
I felt guilty that why did I feel the need to lie? Sometimes I look back with the wisdom of time and I judge younger me by things only time could have taught me.
Okay.
And yet it still bothers me that I lied to all my friends. Wow. And they're still my friends.
Yes. You're a very different person than I am. All right, so before we go, Joy and I were talking about compliments yesterday, and I'm not sure if this is surprising or not, but she does not care about a compliment, especially from a man. Do you like a compliment, or do you brush them off?
Well, so if it feels like it's a sincere compliment, I love it.
Yeah.
I love hearing something, but it's the difference between, and I think you become really good at being able to tell when a guy's like, wow, you're beautiful, and you're like, okay, or you have the most beautiful eyes when you literally can see they're looking at you or on a date. A compliment when it feels sincere is awesome. It's when you can tell they're trying that it actually has the opposite effect.
You don't like a line.
I do not like a line.
Yeah.
I do not like a line.
Like, where'd you get that?
Heaven? Why?
No. You're supposed to say what?
What?
That beautiful smile.
Oh, shut up.
Yeah. No.
What is it like? Is your dad a thief because he stole the stars and put them in? Yeah, like that. But even less cheesy, when I sense like just a not sincere.
My wife will not take any compliment as sincere. Even yesterday, I was watching our wedding video, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, you were just the most beautiful bride." And
Brian, and I know you that's sincere.
Wouldn't even turn to the screen to look at it. Like, yeah, and that's it. Yeah, I get nothing. I get no.
Wait. Let's just not skip over this. Why were you watching your wedding video?
You know, I had all these old pictures and family stuff converted to digital.
Oh, yeah?
And I found the raw footage from our videographer, and I got all the raw footage of our wedding. And it's really nice because I told you, my dad passed away, and there's like great footage of him dancing with my mom and with me and Heather and all that kind of stuff. And it's really nice. So I'm just going through a lot of
How did
stuff.
It feel watching all that?
Sentimental, but nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, but nice.
I want to see the video.
I've got it right here. We'll show you afterwards.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. All right. That's all the time we have for today. Now I'm like bummed. But do you like compliments from Max?
What compliments from Max?
Hey!
She's here all week. Try the veal.
Really, maybe Max and Heather should
buddy up. They would kill it together.
They'd be a killer couple. Thank you for joining me today, Sarah. Tomorrow, our guest host for the week, Whitney Cummings, is going to be here. I've enjoyed having her. She's very funny.
She's funny.
Yeah, she's great.
Oh my God.
And a pleasure to work with. She's going to be here. We're going to talk to her. And remember, because I won't let you forget, we are Webby nominated. This is a big deal.
No, it is. And we're going to start with that every time from here until...
You've heard about this because Joy let you know something, right?
Well, Joy said, it's my Webby. I said, oh, I thought it was for the podcast. She goes, for my episode. And I was like, girl, we are a team. This is an ensemble cast.
Exactly. Everyone, this would not have happened without the whole team. That being said, it was for an individual episode.
I'll let Joy take her damn Webby.
But it's mine too.
Yes.
So please, for the love of God, vote. It's very important. It's very, very important.
Please.
Not in any meaningful way,
so we don't have
but
to hear about
me, it's very important.
No, and we talked about this. You love an award because
I love an award.
It's affirming.
It's affirming. You said before it was reaffirming.
I said reaffirming. He goes, how can it be reaffirming if I was
haven't
never
been
affirmed?
Acknowledge me. Thanks for your time. We'll see you tomorrow.